All right, so good day. Today is March 29th. I feel like, do you know what? I'll do a really quick recap, but this video is really about, I'm on a 1 minute chart. It's really about how do you plan your trades? Like, how do you decide how you're going to take a trade at the open? How do you plan that? How do you say, oh my God, like today I took a short. I took a short on this candle. Why was I confident in my shorts? And look at what happened. What made me do that? Especially we've been trending up. How do you plan these things? How do you do your analysis before the open and know how you can make your trades? How do you come up with a trading plan? So I want to talk about that, but let me just quickly talk about today. I traded NQ mainly, um, and all I did essentially was the same. Took a short here, and the reason why I took that short is because we had a buy climax here. If you look at this, it's a very slow trend, and then all of a sudden just picks up, and that's essentially becoming climatic. So wedge 1, 2, 3. So a short below the bear bar, but I shorted with a limit order here. We had 2 legs down, 3 legs, 1, 2, and 3. Actually, it's not this one. So 1, 2, 3. So wedge bottom. Initially went long here, wasn't sure, then went short, and I got really confused. And notice whenever you get confused, you're on a trading range. So this area is a trading range. So I was scalping a bit over here, and then it just kind of went up. And then as you can see, you had a breakout, the pullback, 1, 2, 3, another wedge top. I didn't take this short, but it was nice. Actually, I did take it short. I shorted this leg to the moving average, and then you had this. I think I went short and I was scalping a bit, and then saw this bar, and I always forget this. Always sell into strength. Um, so as you can see, this is actually a parabolic move, and then it went down here, but you only had 2 legs. Formed a triangle, and then you had another leg here, but didn't take this out. So this became a high 2 buy. As a result, that led to a small pullback bull trend. Did a bit of scalping in here, bought, and yeah, and then just stopped for the day, and that was my day. It was a really good day. Took a lot of trades, but at least I had a lot of good trades at purpose. This is a good short here, but I didn't take this short. In fact, if you think about it, this was another red bar. Got over here, but again, you always have to remember that whenever you have a short like this, after a very strong bull trend, you have a high 2 buy. You're also in a very strong bull trend here, and I believe there's another moving average. There was a let's see, there was a moving average here. Okay, yeah, it was still above this moving average. Um, we didn't tested it here. Chances are we're probably going higher, even though this was a short based on a wedge top on a higher time frame, 1, 2, and 3. So it was a credible short, but it failed. So it probably went for a measured move from here, breakout there. This is NQ, so I don't know. On ES, I think it did that. On ES, let's have a look. I think it was here, breakout there. Yeah, ES went down here. I'm not sure what NQ's measure move, why they stopped there, but yeah. So that was essentially it. So that was my recap. Now let's talk. I wanted to trade crude oil, but for some reason Ninja Trader has been acting up. I wanted to trade this part, and I mean, look at this. This actually went off really well. Um, it got into a nice trend, but couldn't do it because Ninja Trader wasn't working out for me today with true crude oil. Okay, so let's talk about how you plan trades. So I'm gonna use a fresh chart. Let's load up something that we can use. All right, so let's just take these drawings out. This is gonna be really quick. So how do I plan my trades? Okay, just before I do that, let's put the session background, and let's include that. And okay, so, and then also we want to put in some moving averages. Moving average, let's put 3. Okay, we put 3 in, and let's make this red. Let's make it thick, and let's also give it 20 to length of 20. And then let's make this one yellow. Let's give it 60. Make it yellow. Don't need to make it too, I'll just make it this thick. Okay, and then finally we'll make this one green. Actually, let's make this one white dots. Okay, and let's make it dotted. Because it's a bit too thick, so there we go. And then we'll give it a thing of 240. Okay, so we have three moving averages here. We have the 15-minute, the 5-minute, and the 1 hour, 60-minute. Okay, all right, so how do we plan our day? How do we look at what we're doing? So the first thing I always do is I start off with, if normally it's a daily chart I would start off with, right? Let's hide some of these moving averages because they now start to look, let's use E and Q. All right, so I start with the daily chart, and the first thing I'll say is I'll have to ask what is going on. Say, for instance, this day had been printed. I would say, okay, we have a buy climb wait 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the doji, and then went sideways, and then we have a breakout. Okay, 3 pushes up, 1, 2, 3, and then a nice breakout, probably going for a measured move, which we've probably already achieved. Let's say we started from here to here. Or if you want, let's actually say we did it from here to the breakout here, okay? Or whatever. At least we have something, and I'm just kind of using that. I'm like, okay, great, but we're in a bull trend. So what does it tell me? It means that I should expect bull bars, but we still look really strong. I'm looking to the left. Any strong resistance? Not really. We have a double bottom over here, so we probably have measured move targets based on that. So we have one based on this here. So I would say, okay, it's a possibility that we're still trending up and probably start to go, a bit of sideways there. Maybe there's no, put a stop there. Okay, that's the main one. This, I can't seem to do ET. Actually, do you know what? I'll put it on the 4-hour chart. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. Because I want to, and then I want to use the RTH because the stop could be here, which could be different. So based on that, I'm going to put a stop there. That's the neckline there. And we have this as a measure move target. So this is another target. So in fact, I'll probably use this as my target. This is my stop, or at least that's where I think price is headed. So we have a nice bull trend here. In fact, what do we have? 1, 2, and 3. Because we seem to be forming a wedge, and chances are we're probably coming down. So now I have some information. I'll go to the 1-hour chart, and I'm just basically doing some analysis. So what happened here? Bull breakout, pull back. So one high, second high, possibly third high, trading range, bull breakout. We start again. So 1, pull back, 2, possibly a third. So this is a possibility here. So it's a bull breakout, a pullback, and then 1, and then we'll probably go that. So that's what I'm expecting to happen over here. So let's go on to the 15-minute. And now I'm seeing we're holding this moving average. On the 15, we tested it here, went up. So I want to see what happens on the 15 minutes. So if I go on the 5-minute, this is the 15-minute, which is 60 bar. Tomorrow, or as price is going, I want to see how we react. We test it. So we've tested here. So we have sellers possibly on this line, and we probably have buyers on here. So now all we now need to do is, let's see what happens with the ETH. It's probably a different chart, obviously. I would then now look and see how this is doing, or come back again with the same analysis, go on to the 4-hour, see how this is trending. It's holding the 20. On the 4-hour, we tested it here, tested it here, tested it here, and tested it here. Went strong. We have a nice breakout. 1, 2, 3. Went sideways. Bull breakout. Possibly measured move up. So there are targets. We could probably try this as a target, possibly here. And then we could also use, this are the targets that have already been achieved. But this is possibly another target, possibly another trading range from here. So this would be a good high. We'll go on to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour chart, what do we have? We're testing the 20 on the 1 hour again. So that's really good. We now need to see by the morning what happens around the 1 hour, right? Because we went to a trading range here, but we tested it. We stopped testing it. So this trend is losing strength, but we tested it here. So we go to the 15-minute. Yep, we're holding this on the 15-minute on both charts, on the ETH and on the RTH, right? We tested it here on the 15-minute. We tested it that. And so if we go to the ETH, I think I'm using the wrong line. Okay, so this is a different line. This is 60 bars. I wonder what time frame is that? 60 divided by 23, 15 times 3. So that's the 45-minute. Nah, not really interested in that. But at least we know there's something here. So we go to the 5-minute chart. And now what do we see? We see that price is, let's see if we can use this moving average. So it's testing this moving average, which is the moving average on the 1 hour chart. And this, again, we'll have to see how we react. If you notice, it's lost these two, the 20 and the 15. Okay. Now, what does that tell you? It's telling you that whereas in the past, the 15 was what was offering some sort of support when we were coming up. Actually, no, it wasn't. Not really. In some cases it was, but the 1 hour moving average has been doing such a good job. So we want to see how it reacts tomorrow to that. Now the other thing I always do whenever I am trading is, oh, it looks like we had a breakout. One of the things I'm always doing whenever I'm trading is I'm always looking to see how the previous day traded. So if you look at this compared to what happened the previous day, I'll just actually use the RTH, the regular trading hours. So you can see we had a nice bull trend that started, tested, we came down from, where did we open? We opened here, had a double top, came down, tested these lows, but it was a higher low, had a nice breakout, and then we had a climax. And climax tends to lead to profit taking, so we had a pullback to this moving average, went up and came back down again. We didn't have a bull trend. If anything, we came back down, held this low, so it's kind of a bull flag, and then carried on. However, the thing about this is that we have lost a bit of steam. Where our pullbacks are now getting big. So if you look at what's been happening in the past, the pullbacks haven't been that great apart from this area. Yeah, that area, which is here where the bull trend started. This is the only deep pullback we've had, and this day where we had a trading range, which was a nice pullback as well, but everything else has been shallow. The pullbacks haven't been as deep. Today was pretty deep and deep, so chances are we're probably going to start getting deep pullbacks, which means that we're in a trading range or a broad bull channel. So I should expect again a little, wherever price is, maybe we'll get another high, or this is the other high, a little sell off at the open. If we're already sold off, we should get a little rally going up to the close. Because what we want to see is, where are we in the market cycle? This is where we are currently in the market cycle. So based on that, I'm able to plan a trade, or at least a session for the, I'm using the wrong chart. I'm able to plan a session for the day, and I can kind of tell, okay, do you know what? We're pulling back like this. This is supports. It's probably going to be a wedge forming, so just something like that. Let's put it back on the ETH. So we have something like this forming. And what does that mean? We have this moving average holding us up. So let's see what happens here. Here, maybe have a third high, and then we now have our wedge, which tends to cause profit taking, and we get a sell-off to these levels. Probably have a bear trend at the open, so it should be a fun day to trade. Possible bear trend, and I would then now look to see how the day trades. If anything, we could come down a bit and then head back up, break the highs of the trading range, and then what does that do? It means we're going higher, just like we've had little wedges forming here, and it's only went slightly up and then went even higher. So that could happen over here. Again, our target is here, and we also have a target over here. So little things like that. Maybe we'll have a big rally all the way up here, or another one all the way up here. So these are things I'm looking at, and that's how I plan my open If I see the reaction and see how buyers have pushed price or sellers have dropped price, I'm able to figure out from there what's happening or what's going to happen. All right. So yeah, so the way you plan your trades is you just have to essentially, the way you trade your day, you need to figure out what is the market trying to do. Where are we in this cycle, in this bull cycle, or where are we in this bear cycle, or wherever it is. You got to figure that out. Once you figured it out, then you have to look at the dynamic supports and resistances. Also wedges that are forming here. You have a nice wedge bottom or an expanding triangle, possible bull trend formed from there. It looks like a wedge top forming, so you just have to take all that into consideration, and based on that you're able to plan your day. All right, thought I'd just share that. And yeah, I always like it when people write comments, so if anyone has anything to say, please share.